started my journey like 3.5 years back at the PadCare, but that is something just start point. But basically, if you look the trigger point when I got this idea around to solve the issues around menstrual hygiene management, it's been I think last 6 to 7 years back, right? So I'm mechanical graduate. I graduated in 2017 in mechanical engineering discipline, and at that time my own interest was aligned to the sustainability, waste to value, to develop water conservative, energy conservation kind of project. Interestingly, the major key strength of mine to understand the consumer behavior and develop product and initial mock-ups accordingly. So during that, some of the immersions like early 2017, I got opportunity to visit one of the landfills, right? And that is something like I literally observe one rack picker lady handling and segregating this kind of sanitary napkins and diapers by using their hand. And that was a major like trigger point. Yes, this is something happening, is something wrong is happening in this domain, and literally have interact with my family, friends, female friends, what exactly is happening in this space, how you are disposing the sanitary napkin, and then what exactly the segregation is happening, what is the technology available. I observe a huge gap in this kind of ecosystem. Basically, to solve that particular problem, I took a little bit leap of faith and then started and thought, okay, let me just look into this. But after graduating in 2017, I got opportunity to work on the ISRO project along with IIT Delhi and the Grandmaster. I worked there for a couple of months and parallelly started working on this. The project like that is menstrual hygiene management, like to develop world's first sanitary napkin disposal and recycling to solve the major problems around female health, hygiene and privacy, the segregation related challenges, and the disposal and recycling that no one is doing because it contains body fluid. So to solve these challenges, we started and incorporated PadCare labs in 2018 with vision to create sustainable societies by enhancing hygiene standards. That is how we started, and that is where the vision and of the PadCare got aligned with my own passion and vision, because since my childhood I always dreamed I want to do something for society by technological means. There should be a growth, but the output of that growth should be the impact, just not about the economic value. So that is something got aligned, and last 3.5 years we are working at the PadCare, and we have developed this into an ecosystem where we are serving almost 50 plus clients in major 4 cities, Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, and solving and aligned with this purpose. So this is just initial days for us exploring how we can do. PadCare, before just directly jumping on the solution, just want to clarify where the problems that what you are solving, because the menstrual hygiene management ecosystem is huge, right? PadCare is taking care of awareness, accessibility, and sustainable disposal and recycling as a service to B2B housing societies, cities, kind of clients, while aligning the sustainable development, ESG's regulatory related requirement, and the women-centric approach that what you have while taking care of their health and hygiene. To solve these major challenges, we have created as a kind of bundle products. Awareness, we are giving free pro bono basis. Accessibility, we are in quickly vending, we have our own vending machines where it is user-centric, where user can choose what kind of part they want with a digital payment and data tracking system. But apart from awareness and accessibility, our core technology, it lies in the recycling, where we are converting this hazardous, non-biodegradable sanitary napkins or the diapers to the reusable material, where we are extracting this kind of cellulose and the plastic having certain market value. So PadCare 5D technology, where 5Ds are disinfection, deodorization, decolorization, disintegration and deactivation of superabsorbent polymer. It has a 2 aspect. PadCare bin that goes into individual female cubicle, which is solving female centric issues, health, hygiene, privacy, where females is disposing their pad inside that, and it contains PadCare wrap. That PadCare wrap has a property to store this pad without any odor, bacterial growth for more than 30 days. So you can imagine we are solving that is a front end problem. Then we have logistic, where we are collecting this pad from each and individual cubicle and locations, and we are putting into our recycling system. But one thing extra, what we are doing that this whole the mechanism being tracked from point A, how many pads being collected, what exactly, how we recycle, what exactly we did with that, and one pad when it is not going to the landfill, it is saving 5.3 kg of carbon, right? Also it's saving 0.5 liters of the landfill area, right? So we track this data, then it get processed with this 5D technology, just as I said, and interestingly with 15 to 20 minutes of time, we get the excellent quality of Canadian wood pulp that no one in India manufactures. Like it is acting as a byproduct of our system. Already these technologies we receive the patent from India in terms of the product, process, design. We have filed the European EU as well as US patent. Then all the necessary certifications, that's what we have. Then this output we get more than 98% efficiency with more than 85% separation rate. And we are working and using this output wood pulp and the plastic, where wood pulp is being used in paper and pulp industry. We are working with a few companies where you can imagine it is acting as a alternative to the styrofoam, right? And huge impact that is going to create on the environment as well as on the ecosystem while saving the original pulp, because pulp is also coming from the trees. Then second, we are exploring this applications in a few chemical industries. The third major application for the plastic is going into the, like, percentage is quite low, hence it is going to the paper blocks. There are certain extrusion material can be possible. So this is how we are providing end-to-end ecosystem with the PadCares, where we are taking care of awareness, accessibility and disposal and recycling, while focusing on key USPs like waste to value, data tracking, climate centric or green recycling technology that what we have. And then to empower this, like all our waste collectors, like service executives, they are rack pickers. We are empowering them by giving certain designation and the more safe job. So we don't pad in the sense what we do that when we install this PadCare bean at a client location, there is a QR code aligned with every liner. That liner, when it comes into the back, we just scan that and we align. There is a weight associated with that. That weight, we know when we are getting 1 kg, we are getting X number of pads from the system, and then how it is impacting. Like when 1 kg is, when we are diverting, as previously said, is saving 5.3 kg of a carbon and almost 0.5 liter of the landfill area. This tracking system is not exactly we are tracking any RFID, it is simple the scan basis and the weight basis kind of mechanism. And this in the future is going to help for the under EPR, extended producer responsibility. Under that, all these pad manufacturing companies has to show this data to the government back as well, how they are taking care of this kind of waste. So the access to the liner, where this PadCare beans contains a one liner, right? Our team, our EHS or our service team is going there and collecting this liner for each and individual bean in a fortnightly or monthly basis kind of mechanism. And we are collecting these pads. That is where we are getting this liner from them and we are putting into the system. Yeah. So if you look right now, our core competency, that what we have, waste to value, this alignment with the female health and hygiene and the regulatory sustainability and all. So in that context, if you look, this kind of model that what we have developed is perfectly aligned with the for B2B corporates or organization, institution, education institutes, manufacturing industries, banking, public washrooms, metros washroom, like transportation or transport hubs washrooms, right? Why? Because where the high woman footfall is there, that is one segment where we provide this as a service to them. And second segment is a housing society, where we can create a huge impact on the woman's health, hygiene as well as rack, because the segregation is a key in this case, where how we are getting segregated this material, and then already we have proven kind of mechanism. So our key customers or key or ideal customers are the organizations having high women footfall. The first and second is housing societies, where we are exploring how we can target that, is still untapped. Our most of the customers right now, it is coming from corporates, business parks, including recently all the Mahindra facilities, Raymond, Puma, recently with the Capgemini, then a few more IT corporates onboarded, and few government institutes, ICER, NCL from the education institute background. Look, like if I went in the initial days of the PadCare, there are a number of pivot happen, right? Initially we thought, let us create kind of hand dryer kind of stuff, like in terms of the product look that will goes into individual female cubicles, and that is will going to the process this kind of sanitary napkin. We developed that kind of model. We tested like along with my peers, and definitely the Sara Plasti bus there. We installed this kind of system, and where we got to know what exactly customer need. We understand the customer value, user value, customer beneficiaries value, then customer value, the cost bearing capacity and all. After doing this complete analysis, we found that why the user don't require anything at source, they just want to get rid out of it, right? Then a low cost bearing capacity from the customer end, like every cubicle, if you look, like the female not willing to come up from the cubicle to the washroom level as well, considering the taboo associated with that, right? So So initially we thought a complete different product and business, like it's kind of product based kind of a market that what we are developing in initial days. But right now if you look, the business got adopted from the industry as a service based business model. We pivoted from completely decentralization and the little bit on the centralized kind of model, and that is where the centralized model where the capex is also getting divided. So that is one pivot. Second, from the business perspective, we pivoted product selling market to the as a service kind of market, menstrual hygiene management as a service kind of market. That is major two pivots happen in the product as well as on the business front. On the rental, like we provide these collection boxes like PadCare beans, we provide on a free to use basis. We don't charge anything from the bean. When we are deploying this bean, like take example, if you install at a toilet board coalition, or let me just give example of Mahindra, where we have installed more than 50 plus kind of collection points, where we provide this PadCare bins there at a free of cost. Our team is going there on fortnightly basis picking up this kind of part. So if you look, it is a capex centric little bit kind of model where we have hardware, providing hardware as a service on a rental base. It's like recycling is not their business, right? Their business there is completely different, and they are relying on the partners to take care of this kind of mechanism. And that is because if you look, the growth that what we are having 100% quarter on quarter, that indicate the sign like the initial product market fit. Also we have getting a business almost more than 80% on the referral base mechanism. Our current customer satisfaction, CSAT, that what we call customer satisfaction survey, 98% customers satisfied with our service. That is where the what we call reciprocating action is starting, like the automatic like referral is happening. When the referral is happening, definitely the current model that we're doing already having certain kind of product market fit. So here if you look on the customer or that front, like the persona of our targeted audience, the females having age group between like from early, like from education institute till they get their menopause, right? They are kind of our target beneficiaries, but beneficiaries are not paying, they are something, they are utilizing this service on behalf of the customer. So on the currently our customers, targeted customers are the corporates having certain sustainability alignment, women centric alignment, having good woman footfall, more than 10 woman footfall, or there are a few clients as well we have they have deployed only for one female as well, right? It is totally depending upon what they require, and our decision makers are mostly EHS head, environment health safety head, sustainability heads, in few cases diversity or heads, HRs, admin, facility managers. So if you look on the impact that what we are doing, right, if you look on the sanitary napkin, just what contains in sanitary napkin, as a PP mixed blend, Canada nodule that is coming from the trees, adhesive super absorbent polymer, because it contains a polymer, it's certain link like chain link, and when it is getting burned, it creates half burn or half burn, it is getting dioxin getting released, and that is which carcinogenic. Then second, when these waste pickers are segregating this kind of waste, that time they are handling this kind of waste by using their bare hands, their health related challenges, the hygiene and sanitation is the critical component in that segment. And third, it is going to line in India, 12 billion pads are getting generated, almost a billion kind of diapers are getting generated, which is increasing the percentage almost with 12% CAGR. Where are these pads are going? 98% is going to landfills, and one pad takes almost 500 to 800 years to decompose, considering they are particle that what we have. So when we are providing this end-to-end ecosystem, we are targeting the sustainable development goals like 3, 5, 6, 11, which is mostly aligned with the health, hygiene, sustainable societies, then climate action, then good health and hygiene space, right? So that is what we are targeting. When one pad, when we are recycling, we are saving 5.3 kg of carbon. Right now, almost on monthly basis, we are conserving or saving almost 100 kind of empty, like total combined value, like in terms of carbon. We are saving almost 50,000 liters of the landfills. Like then third, when it is getting recycled, when one pad is getting recycled, it is almost like one tree is equal to almost 1,000 kind of pads, like the Canadian wood pulp that what we are getting back. And then there is apart from these numbers, there is a intrinsic value considering how the waste pickers are being felt as empowerment, like that aspirational value, right? There are few customers that what we are serving, they have more tends to the aspirational value. They are feeling comfortable while operating, because then order related challenges, health related, like smell related challenges are there, right? So there is a kind of intrinsic value as well as aspirational value that what you're getting at to the beneficiaries. But if you look on the core, the impact that what you are doing, it is on women's health and hygiene, waste pickers empowerment, and rag pickers empowerment, and third is after doing a recycling, the climate action and conserving and recovering the material. So when we did the LCA is something, the carbon analysis, like local carbon footprint analysis, where when we calculate how much carbon that what you are saving, we compare with the existing channel. So existing channel is saying generating 5.8 kg of carbon when it is going to landfills with available data on the internet. When we did the same analysis for us, we observed including the transport, including the recycle, we are generating 0.55 kg of the carbon. And hence this is something how we calculate. It is not just replacing certain kind of material, it is like to on disposal front, the process front, not on the product front. Sure. So right now currently we are serving the clients like 50 plus clients, including these big corporates, including the Capgemini, Facebook, then recently with the Raymond, Puma, and few government as well as private organization, with run rate of almost $150K in terms of annual recurring revenue, with customer satisfaction, so like CSAT, that's what we call, with 98%, with, and there is zero churn rate. That is very good sign, where the more hook kind of model is there. When we are looking at this, like and right now we are doing monthly almost 1,200 services. For short term, by end of this year, we want to serve minimum, like we want to deploy minimum 10,000 collection points across these 4 cities that what we are operating in: Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, that can serve minimum 0.5 like 5 lakhs kind of females on a daily basis while taking care of the health and hygiene. Then third, to grow the revenue up to almost, we are targeting $1 million kind of revenue by end of this year with our, and that is where we can really achieve with the partners that what we have, like Toilet Board Coalition and the different partners that what we are working with, including JL, LCBRE, BVG. We are working with the facility management team. With that, our major long-term goal within next 5 years, PadCare will be the global, like it is from India and on the globe, because this kind of system is not available in anywhere on the global level platform, and we are receiving continuous inquiries from the Israel, Australia, European market, US market, where the alignment is there, and that is where our major goal is there. PadCare should be the name on every female, like on the global level platform. If anything comes to the menstrual hygiene management, it should be at the PadCare, where PadCare can take care of awareness, accessibility, and disposal and recycling, while females health, keeping the female health and hygiene. So our long-term goal is to try to tap the half of the billion, like it is more about half of the population on the global level platform, right? And that is where we are seeing value, where replication will come, where the government scope like support will come. And we want to be that kind of just, yes, PadCare, menstrual hygiene management, that kind of brand identity on every female will be comfortable. Yes, this is a disposal system, I am safe in terms of my health, hygiene, and privacy while taking care of environment. So that is our long-term vision. In short term, yes, we are trying to expand in every cities in India. There are 7,800 UL based urban local bodies approximately in India. We want to be there. We want to serve every female while taking care of the health and hygiene and privacy. So if you look the fundraise, like PadCare was since the day one, we were lucky, or we were blessed, where we receive very good support from the government ecosystem, private ecosystem, including Tata Trust, Infosys Foundation, Toilet Board Coalition, this kind of organization. They supported since the day one, where we have received almost $500,000 from government for develop the product, grant support and all. We have raised 100K as a first pre-seed investment in late December 2020, where that money we utilized to take this product from the lab to the market that already we have proven. Right now we are raising almost $1 million to take this product from market, like already we are having certain product market fit, from that to the next level, which is like to expand in a different locality, to prove our recycling as circular as a business model, like to explore new business model. So the $1 million that what we're looking, it is going to deploy almost 30% in the capex, 40% in the growth, which is including marketing, customer acquisition, then talent acquisition and that segment, and then remaining 10 to 40, it is almost 15% in R&D, and 15% is more about the expansion and the logistics. That is what we are looking for. If you look on the technology, that what we have, this 5D technology are generally what we call, right? That 5D technology is just not meant for the sanitary napkins and diapers. The technology that what we have, anything having cellulose and plastic, we can separate in very efficient way. Take example, textile industry, huge application. The applications like nylon and all, right? Or there are certain kind of textile materials contains mix of cellulose and the plastic, right? That is where we are providing this technology in that segment. Then another segment is Tetra Pak. The Tetra Packs is something contains cellulose and the plastic, 74% cellulose and the remaining is the plastic. The same system can be separate. So our R&D is, one part is continuously focusing on that front. The second part of the R&D is going into, yes, how we can create a complete decentralize the system. Like why cannot every school have a decentralized system? Like every school level, every society, how the STP got evolved, every society has this kind of system. Same way we are exploring with the PadCare. So this is how we are expanding our PadCare story. So if you look on the wash, like PadCare kind of startup where the capex intensive is there, like where it's a capex required, there is operation intensive there, right? So apart, like if you look, the capital is something is not majorly, if considering the current market, we are the golden area of entrepreneurship and the funds and everything, right? The major bottleneck for the startup like us, it is like building that scalable, replicable model, just not for India but across the globe. Because this is something we have to infuse the money first, again on the asset, and then get money over the period of the time. The second, to create that kind of awareness. If you look, the wash is more about the most of the resources going to the behavior change, right? And that behavior change, when it's coming, when we have to tap, we have to work just not with the NGOs, but we have to work with the private bodies, government and the other segments as well. So this is how we are solving this. Like this is something when we are looking for the support, seeking the support, like the association with the different partners, the exploring the scalable operational model, like it should be a company owned, company operated model, or company owned franchisee operated model, or franchisee owned franchisee operated model. So this is how we are checking and evolving. So if you look, already there are government guidelines and come to the picture under extended producer responsibility. The APR under all these pad manufacturing companies are liable, like to show the data to the government, the waste that they have under their like brand they have generated, it has to be shown, the properly disposed or the managed. We are closely working, I will not take name here, we are closely working with the leading pad manufacturing companies, almost 3 to 4 pad manufacturing companies, while aligning with their different goals of the sustainability, ESG, zero waste landfills, and the EPR definitely. So EPR, how it is EPR going to push that? It is going to more private money is going to come into the picture, is on the not on the technology, but it is on the separation, awareness level. That is very important. If in India any kind of waste is getting segregated, it has certain applications in the industry. The segregation is the key. How you are segregating this material is the key, and that should not be a bottleneck, right? And that is where all this EPR is going to push on the segregation. Second, when EPR is going to come into the picture, then automatically the waste that doesn't have any kind of value, it is going to get value. When any material getting value, automatically this rack pickers or that kind of waste pickers is going to separate it out for the earnings, right? Then you are empowering them as well while feeding the additional waste that can give them a kind of livelihood or any kind of compensation. Then third, this data that what we are going to track, it is going to sell with the sales, it can go and transact with these big companies, and then with that they can also show the complete how they are running a circular business model. If you look right now, there are biodegradable pads are coming into the market, right? But what exactly problem they are solving? Is it just they are taking anything that is जिसको 800 साल लग रहा है, उसको 8 महीने में industrial compost कर रहे हैं? It required industrial composters mostly in most of them. So are they going to solving the segregation challenges? No. Are they facing like this female centric challenges? No. They are just solving that particular problem. And in India alone, all the government is giving the push to the free pads. Our Prime Minister in I think 2019 or 2020 they announced from Red Fort all the females will get 1 rupee pad. Right? You can imagine they announced, but you can imagine the amount of waste also is going to generate. Right? And that is something where PadCare can look into the picture. EPR can push that adoption more. That is where the EPR play important role for the adoption.